up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today I'll be ranking all 4 seasons of Stranger Things from the worst to the best. Now before we start, hit the like button, subscribe, post notification bell so you can get notified of every video, and let's get started. So Stranger Things is one of my favorite shows, possibly is my favorite show of all time. I did not see the show when it first aired in 2016. I started watching the show when season 3 was about to air, and I loved every season. So season 4 was very entertaining, and I thought it was a very good season. So without further ado, let's get started with the ranking. So coming number 4 is going to be Stranger Things season 2. Now season 2 is very entertaining. I would consider it a good season. It does fall short with some of the episodes. I feel like some of the episodes do drag a bit. There's one episode in particular that I would probably never rewatch. It is the episode with Eleven and her half sister, or one of her sisters, that can also do magic with the same powers that Elle has. I did not really enjoy that storyline. It didn't really work well enough to carry the entire season. There are some really cool moments in this season. There's one in particular with this huge monster. Of course, it's sort of like the Demogorgon, but bigger. And I thought it was entertaining. You have the introduction of Bob. Bob is one of the most likable characters in the season, in the 4 seasons. He was very entertaining, very likable in season 2. And of course, they introduce a character and they kill them off in this last or second to last episode. And they kill Bob off. One of the most emotional sequences out of any of the seasons is that sequence where you see him. It looks like he's going to escape. Demogorgon comes out of nowhere, eats him alive, and is one of the saddest sequences in Stranger Things so far. So overall, season 2, entertaining, enjoyable enough, and that's why it comes in at number 4. Coming number 3 is going to be Stranger Things season 1. Now, season 1, again, this came out in 2016. I did not watch it when it first aired. I started watching, like I said, before season 3. And season 1 started off with a bang. I really loved season 1. The introduction of all these characters, and of course they're much younger than they are now, but the introduction of all these new characters, of course the very first death that we get, I believe it is Barb. Barb is probably I think one of the first deaths that we ever get, and it did set the tone for this show, because Stranger Things, while it is fun, lighthearted at times, this is a very dark show, and it started off with a completely dark tone. Of course, Barb gets eaten, and like, it doesn't show her get eaten, but it shows her getting attacked, and you don't see her again by some unseen force. And of course, it's revealed later in the season about the Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer and all that stuff. But I thought that overall this season was very fun. The whole sort of monster aspect of it, and sort of all the 80s vibes that you get from this season, very fun. All the kids, entertaining. Fantastic characters. I really enjoyed every single character that was on screen in this season. Hopper is easily a standout. Probably one of my favorite characters in the entire season 1 through 4. And season 1 just overall is a great season, a great introduction of Stranger Things, and that why it comes in at number 3. Now, my number 1 and number 2 were very hard for me, because I love both of those seasons. One of them I rewatched multiple times. The other one, of course, we just finished. But my number 2 is going to have to go to Stranger Things season 3. Season 3 is a phenomenal season. This is a season that I watched 3 times. I watched season 3 3 times, and I had no problem with it. I loved every single episode. You have Murray, fantastic character. You have, of course, Hopper, who sacrificed himself, and of course he's not really dead, but that entire sequence, Eleven reading the note at the end of the last episode, one of the most emotional sequences out of the entire season 1 through 4. You also have Billy, who has a major character redemption, character arc in this show, and especially in season 3, where he sacrificed himself for Eleven and her friends. And I thought it was a fantastic season overall. The entire 80s vibe to it. I feel like this season was one of the seasons that really captured that. The entire sequences with the mall, the final battle at Starcourt is one of the most intense and awesome sequences in any season of Stranger Things. So overall, I think this is both an emotional and sort of horror-centered season, and I loved it. So Stranger Things season 3 comes in at number 2, but coming in number 1 is the latest Stranger Things season 4. Now, I was very, very, very excited for this season because I love Stranger Things, of course, and by the first episode, I knew this was going to be a great season. It introduces one of the greatest characters in Stranger Things. You have, of course, Joe Keery, but for me, I really loved Eddie. Eddie is one of the best characters in Stranger Things that we have ever gotten. Eddie is just, of course, he's being called a freak. He's one of those characters that I knew he was going to die by the end of the show, but it was kind of hard to tell when. I knew it was going to be the last episode, but it was hard to tell how he was going to die. And I kind of knew he was going to die, but I wasn't too sure about it. And that's what I love about what the Duffer Brothers did with this season. They made it new. You have, of course, Vecna. Vecna is horrifying. One of the most terrifying villains in Stranger Things that we've gotten so far. You have the return of all these kids. Of course, every single one of them are returning for this season. And Eddie, like I said, was the MVP of the season. My favorite character of the season. One of my favorite characters in all 4 seasons, like I stated. He dies in this season. Now, he has a major, major character arc. One of the best character arcs of any character in Stranger Things for me. He goes in the beginning of the season as sort of this, I wouldn't say quiet, but he doesn't have a lot of friends. He's secluded, really, in the one Hellfire Club. And he's sort of runs away from everything. Anything he doesn't like, he runs away from. When Chrissy died, one of the most terrifying sequences in all of Stranger Things. When Chrissy died, he just ran away. And then the last episode comes around. He steps in. He sacrifices himself for Dustin. He goes after all those flying bats. He kills them all the way until they start eating him and attacking him. And it is very sad. It is one of the saddest sequences, one of the most emotional sequences in Stranger Things so far. And that's what I really loved about Stranger Things 4. They captured just everything that I love from Stranger Things. And that's why Stranger Things Season 4 comes in at number 1. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like button, subscribe to post notifications, so you know every video. I'm Peter. Thanks for watching.